What if Raditz killed Gohan?
If you watch this video and enjoy it, don't forget to give the video a like, because it really helps the channel out. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. And if you subscribe, don't forget to click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to get a notification for whenever I upload a video. Thanks guys!
Hey guys, what's up? It's Zuli here. Today I'm recording in a bit of more of an awkward place today, so if I'm a little less fluent than usual, or we hear a little bit of creaking, then yeah, that's it. But anyway, let's get into this topic. So let's set the scenario. So to begin with, we'll go back to the events of Dragon Ball Z when Gohan gets angry at Raditz hurting Goku, and he uses his power to break out of the Raditz's ship pod. And essentially what happens here in the main timeline is Gohan angrily rushes forward and smashes Raditz in the stomach, and then he does this funny face and kind of stumbles back as he's like winded. But what would have happened, in my opinion, if the timeline changed like this, is Raditz perhaps maybe took the hit from Gohan, and in the main timeline, if you remember, afterwards he angrily kicks Gohan and then knocks him out, and he's going to kill Gohan, and then Goku manages to grab him just before he kills him. But in this timeline, we're going to go over this. So Raditz is going to kill Gohan, and Goku does all he can to try and get to Raditz, but he's just a second too late, and Raditz blasts him and kills Gohan. At this point, I think obviously Goku would get stupidly angry. I believe he'd get a lot more well, I wouldn't say a lot more, but Gohan's on the level of Krillin for Goku, or probably more, like emotionally. Like, you saw how angry Goku got when Frieza killed Krillin and turned him into a Super Saiyan. I believe Goku would get a little angrier than that. So I think Goku would actually become Super Saiyan in this scenario. I know what some of you are thinking. You might be thinking, like, that's impossible because Goku would be too weak to do that. But in my opinion, that's completely wrong. Like, I'm not saying I'm right, but I think he could, because when you really think about it, although Goten and Kid Trunks were half human, they became Super Saiyans with barely any training. They just kind of did it. And Toriyama's stated, like, I can't quote it because I just don't know his quotes, but I've seen a lot of interviews and I've done a lot of research, and essentially one way a Saiyan can become a Super Saiyan is by an incredibly traumatic or emotional trigger. For example, Frieza killed Krillin, which made Goku really angry, and then he transformed. So it's the same scenario, and although Goku at this point in the series is weak in Dragon Ball Z terms, in Dragon Ball, Goku is the strongest fighter, and he's in incredible condition. For like a normal, quote-unquote human, even though he's a Saiyan, because he obviously learns he's a Saiyan when he meets Raditz, Goku is incredibly powerful, and he's definitely physically strong enough to transform, in my opinion. He just needs the emotional push, and obviously on Namek, in the original timeline, Goku got that when Krillin died. So I believe Goku would go Super Saiyan, and when a Saiyan turns Super Saiyan, their power times is by 50. So at that point in the series, Goku's power level was 416, and Piccolo's was 408, so he's a little bit stronger than Piccolo. And Raditz's power was around 1,200. So if you times 416 by 50, that is way over 1,200. I'll get out my calculator and do it quick. So 416 times 50 is 20,800. And without any training and going Super Saiyan, he's actually strong enough to beat Vegeta and Nappa, which is crazy to think. Because, well, technically, Vegeta's power level was around, I believe, 12,000 when he was powering up. Like, he was around 10,000, but he was kind of 10 to 12-ish thousand. And that was before he was, powered up. So Goku is probably stronger than Vegeta when he's powered up at the start of, their fight between Vegeta and Nappa and all the Z fighters. So that's really crazy. So I believe in this scenario afterwards, Goku would obviously be upset, but Goku would absolutely destroy Raditz. It wouldn't be a contest. Goku would be so angry, he could possibly kill Raditz, but I don't think he would. I just think he'd beat Raditz down until he couldn't move. And then Piccolo would probably want to kill him. And in this scenario, I believe Goku would be a bit impartial. He wouldn't want to kill Raditz. But Piccolo probably would, because he's still charging up the special beam cannon. So he'd probably kill Raditz, and then Vegeta and Nappa would be a bit confused, but they might have thought Raditz got caught off guard. So the Saiyans are still going to probably come to Earth. It depends whether Raditz spills the beans about the Dragon Balls, well, Piccolo does before then, because Piccolo might tell him. Well, there's no reason Piccolo would tell Raditz about the Dragon Balls, because Goku wouldn't have died. And but yeah, I originally thought this out of if Goku went Super Saiyan and he couldn't control it very well, perhaps he wouldn't be able to keep it up for very long, and he'd still beat Raditz, and perhaps he'd grab Raditz by the tail again. And I'm going to take it by this route, because I think it makes more sense, because although Goku's strong, I don't think he'd be able to keep Super Saiyan up for long, because it does drain his power slowly, because he hasn't mastered it yet. So, in this scenario, Goku beats down Raditz, no contest, but and he grabs Raditz by the tail, still as a Super Saiyan, and Piccolo blasts him, but Goku doesn't die, because in this timeline, Goku's not going to let go of Raditz's tail, because he's obviously angry at him for killing Gohan. And yeah, so Raditz dies, and perhaps Vegeta and Nappa will come to Earth maybe to see what happened with Goku. That makes more sense. So yeah, they want to come to Earth to see what happened with Goku, because they heard it all on the scouter, Raditz the scouter. So they come to Earth, and in the few months gap between them coming, Goku and the Z Fighters won't really train, obviously, because they won't know they're coming, because Raditz was the one that told them the Saiyans were coming. So obviously Piccolo's still alive and all the Z Fighters are alive, however they won't train, because they don't know the Saiyans are coming. But when they do arrive, Vegeta and Nappa are going to do what they generally did to begin with and terrorize some cities. Well, Nappa does. And Goku and the other Z Fighters are going to arrive, and Piccolo will probably arrive too. But I think in the few months gap, Goku would probably learn how to control Super Saiyan, or at least control it a bit better. So he'd learn how to transform, because he obviously would realise he gained an incredible power, and he'd use the memory of Gohan dying to help him trigger it again. So in this situation, Goku would still be a lot stronger than Vegeta and Nappa, and I believe he would train in between, because Goku obviously likes to fight, so he'd be a bit stronger anyway. So even if Vegeta went into his Great Ape form, I think Goku could still beat him, because when he's a Super Saiyan, his speed and everything's increased by 50, and Vegeta could just not keep up with that. But the downsides to this situation is that Goku wouldn't have died, so he wouldn't have learnt the Kaio-Ken or the Spirit Bomb from King Kai. And yeah, but to be completely honest, at this point in time, Goku wouldn't need it, because that's my Discord going off. Goku wouldn't need the Kaio-Ken, because Super Saiyan at this time is essentially superior to the Kaio-Ken without its drawbacks. So he wouldn't have to bust up his body to gain like a few times his power boost, because Super Saiyan does it by 50 inherently. So yeah, Goku would be able to beat Vegeta and Nappa, because he could turn into a Super Saiyan, and this would probably mean, because Goku was so strong, none of the Z Fighters would die, because Nappa and Vegeta just wouldn't be able to kill them, because Goku would be so far ahead of them that he could just block any of their attacks. Because it would be like when obviously Gohan was going to get killed by Nappa, and Goku used the Kaio-Ken to break Nappa's back. It would just be that situation, like no one would be able to touch them. That doesn't rule out every bad thing in the series. I'm just going to be covering Z. He's still, but essentially, I'm going to leave Frieza out of this equation, because you don't know whether he would come anytime soon, or whether he'd come in like 100 years time, because you don't really know how long Frieza can live for. But the androids do come back into play, and because Vegeta obviously didn't get with Bulma in this timeline, Trunks wouldn't come back to the past to warn Goku about the androids, and they wouldn't train for them. I believe the timeline would go south, because it can go two ways. Either Goku would train intensely in the gap in those years before the androids arrive anyway, because Goku always wants to get stronger. The only downside to this is Goku wouldn't really have anyone as strong as him to fight with him, so he wouldn't be able to improve as much. So yeah, he'd still have a Super Saiyan though. I don't think he'd be able to unlock Super Saiyan 2 though, because he doesn't have anything really to challenge him. So that's a problem. So with Sal, it would be bad, put it that way. So the scenario is people train a little bit, but there's no threats around, ready to challenge them. The movies don't count because they're not canon. But essentially, to put a long story short, laptop's being funny. It's making a bit of a noise for some reason. I'm borrowing my mum's Mac. But yeah, anyway, the androids would still arrive, because even if that would be Dr. Gero and Android 19. Yeah, that's it. The clown one. I know them all. It's just because I'm recording. But yeah, I believe Goku wouldn't be able to beat these guys, because he might be able to beat Dr. Gero and Android 19, because obviously Goku is strong at this point, and he'd be a lot stronger through training. But if he unleashed Android 17 and 18, I just don't think Goku would have the power. Because when you remember, Vegeta and Goku got so much stronger, they got exponentially stronger throughout the Namek saga, and through training, because Trunks warned them. And even with Vegeta powered up like that, he still stood no chance against 18, until obviously he got stronger. And and if Sal ended up coming into play, there's just no way Goku could do it on his own, because then the other Z fighters would be a hint strong enough to beat Sal. And even if Vegeta came back and Goku spared them, Vegeta wouldn't be strong enough to beat them. The only upside to this scenario is after a year, actually instantly, they could pretty much bring back Gohan, because Goku wouldn't die and they wouldn't need to use their wish on reviving Goku or any of the other Z fighters, and that's why they wouldn't go to Namek, because they don't need to revive Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha. But yeah, to put a long story short, I think Goku would be beaten in the Android saga, and the androids or Sal would rule the Earth, which is not very nice. And obviously Beerus might come into play later, but Goku and none of the Z fighters would be around, because Android 16's job was to kill Goku, and 17 and 18 would oblige, and everyone would die. So that's a happy thought. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just thought it's an interesting scenario. The timeline could go so many different ways. Like, it's interesting because Piccolo wouldn't change really either, because Piccolo wouldn't be a good guy, because obviously him spending time with Gohan, training for the Saiyans to come, is what really changed him, and he wouldn't have to sacrifice himself to save Gohan. So yeah, lots of things would change. Trunks wouldn't be a thing. But yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like it, obviously. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I have a Twitter. If you're new to the Zuli channel, tune in. I'm finally back from a long hiatus. But anyway, and if you have any more suggestions that you want me to do videos, I can't talk today. If you want me to do any other videos and you have ideas, just comment in the comment section below. Preferably Dragon Ball related. But anyway, I've been Zuli, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye guys.